Well, hello. You are listening to the Magnetic Presence Podcast. I'm your host, Joey Freddy Larsen. And in today's episode, we are going to answer the question, why do some people walk into the room and instantly shift the energy while others walk in and are barely even noticed? Welcome. First, though, I want to just share something. As you may or may not know, I'm still in Sedona. I'm spending the month down here. I was at a business retreat in Irvine, California, and then I've got a mastermind in Sedona at the end of May. So I'm down here. I'm hiking every day. I got my dog here with me, Luna. I'm treating it like a business/personal growth retreat, really a reset, a spiritual reset as well. And today I went down to the village of Oak Creek, just south of Sedona, on the outskirts of Sedona, and saw a buddy of mine, Clay Collins from Tronic Rocks. And this is a little shout out for him. I got this little necklace here. I hadn't had a necklace in a long time, and I was like, I'm missing a necklace. So I went down here, and this piece is handcrafted, made by an artist who travels to India every year. All of her pieces are handcrafted, and she actually dips these in the Ganga River to like bless them. So this is super energetic. Clay at Tronic Rocks told me it's basically made by a by a wizard, and this has got, I'll go through it here. I was looking up the properties of everything. The main stone here is labradorite, and that's transformation, intuition, and inner strength. Then in the middle of the metal piece here, there is some tiger's eye. That is for courage, confidence, and grounded action. The black beads, this is golden obsidian for protection, truth, and self-reflection. Good stuff. And then these are rudraksha. Rudraksha. It's tough to say. Rudraksha seeds. They're seeds from a tree for calm, focus, and spiritual grounding. And the river, the Ganga River, is known to symbolize purification, renewal, the flow of life. It's a real sacred river in India. So shout out to Clay Collins. If you're ever in the Sedona area, this is not a sponsored post. He's just a super cool dude, the highest vibe guy you're ever going to meet. Check him out at Tronic Rocks and support independent artists. So we're my crystal lovers out there. I never used to love crystals, but now I'm really into them. And it's just, for me, it's just the reminder of who I'm being. So those traits, whether you believe that or not, it doesn't matter. But what we assign meaning to and what we put our attention to is really what our lives ends up becoming. So I like having all these little tokens and reminders, and when I touch them or look at them, it reminds me of those little things. So there you go. Little side note with the crystal lovers here. If you are a crystal lover, say hello at Instagram at Joey Freddy Larsen and let me know what your favorite crystal is. I love chatting crystals. Okay, we got to get into the episode here. Today, we're going to answer the question, why do some people walk into a room and instantly shift the energy and captivate people while other people walk in, you barely even notice that they're there? So some of those people that walk in, sometimes they don't even say a word, and they haven't introduced their credentials. You don't know their introduction. You don't know who they are. They haven't performed or said anything, but just all eyes and attention move to them. They walk on stage, or even if it's not on stage, just someone you walks into a like cocktail party or a living room and you see that person. You're like, who the fuck is that person? And meanwhile, someone else who's way more talented, maybe they're more experienced, they got more credentials, they're more educated, and they walk in and just aren't even noticed and really get overlooked. So why is that? So today we're going to break that down. We're going to talk about why some people own the room, and how audiences unconsciously evaluate status in seconds, and what high-level communicators do differently on stage, on screen, on camera, in business, in auditions, and in life. And remember, Magnetic Presence Podcast, this is the show for speakers, performers, coaches, creators, and experts who want to become more magnetic on stage, on screen, and in life, so that you can turn attention into more opportunities, clients, bookings, and of course, more income. A little money never hurt anybody. So let's get into it. Remember that the room is judging you way before you speak. Everything about you speaks before you do. Your posture, your energy, your eye contact, what you're wearing, if you're on screen, your lighting, your camera setup, everything there. I upped my game here. I got a little background light here. I'm not at my home studio, but I didn't want to wait to be perfect, so I'm here in Sedona. And I'm just going to make do with this studio, but I wanted to spice it up a little bit, so I got a little background music or background lighting. So a lot of people think that influence begins when you start talking. It does not. Influence begins far before your first word. The room's already reading all that stuff that I mentioned: your pace, your posture, your emotional state, your comfort level. Are your hands shaking? Are you looking down? Are you walking with certainty or hesitancy? And all of that happens in seconds. Yeah. Before you tell people your best ideas, before they see your incredible credentials. And people like to believe that audiences are purely rational, but they are not. Audiences are very irrational. There's a great book called Predictably Irrational that is about pricing that you can check out. But human beings, what we are is we are emotional pattern reading machines. We're constantly asking, can I trust this person? Should I pay attention or should I scroll, scroll, scroll? Do I believe? Oh, that's funny. This is Clay. Clay Collins is texting me right now. Shout out to Clay. Clay, you made the podcast. Um, Do I feel safe with them is another question that people are asking immediately. Do they need something from me? You ever been on a date with someone who feels needy, or a salesperson who feels needy? Oh, please, please buy my stuff. Oh, that is repellent. And you're asking yourself, do I want to follow their lead? And the answer is often formed in your body and your subconscious long before logic ever catches up. And that's why, two people can say the exact same things and get radically different results. One of them gets attention, one of them gets ignored, one of them gets booked, one gets forgotten, one gets clients, the other gets compliments. Oh, that was such a nice talk. Oh, that was such great information. Oh, thank you for that. That was very helpful. And that's not random, it's signal. And I'll tell you about my personal experience with this. I've seen this in every world that I've worked in. In comedy clubs, I've been a stand-up comedian since 2009 is when I actually answered a Craigslist ad that said, "So you want to be a comedian?" And it was soliciting new acts for an amateur comedy night. And I've been doing stand-up since then, done that all over the world. And I've done that also in auditions. I've seen this in audition rooms, in coaching other actors on their auditions, in business rooms, in sales presentations and business conferences, speaking events, networking events, on coaching calls with clients, or coaching calls where I'm a client and seeing other clients and watching the coach work. And early in my career, and comedy career and in business career, sometimes I thought that maybe it was like it would come from trying harder. Like, oh, if I just give it more energy or fly out of the gates. In fact, I was really high energy, over the top energy, because that's really what I knew how to do. I was like, I'm just going to be the most energetic, loudest guy in the room. But that's not always the most effective. So I was thinking more energy, more jokes, more talking. And that can come across as proving energy. And I'll say sometimes it worked, but often it felt like I was working too hard. Felt like I was chasing someone, chasing the room, proving like, hey, look at me. Hey, like me. And I think the audience, not I think, I know audiences, and you know this, audiences can feel when you're chasing, when you're proving, when you're begging, please, please, please like me. Like almost like a little dog, like, do you like me? Can you give me a treat, please? Can you give me a treat? But later I've learned that something more powerful is the room. Audiences don't want to be chased. They want to be led. Think of the difference. And that doesn't mean that you're controlling people or manipulating people. It means that you're being grounded enough that people relax. and they relax and feel okay to just follow your direction. Like, I am in good hands here. I'm just going to ride this boat wherever the captain takes me. And really, when I stopped trying to win the room and really started to serve the room, everything changed. So instead of in my head going out there like, I hope they like me, or I hope this goes well, I hope they laugh, I hope they get on board. Now it's, no, I'm here. I'm going to have a great time. I know they're going to have a great time too. I'm here to serve them. When I'm hosting and emceeing, I'm here to bring the room together. I'm like the steward of the event, the guardian of the event. My job is to make sure that everyone has a good time, and I want to unify the crowd. If I'm the MC and host and I'm introducing other speakers, I want to lift them up so that they come up like when they come out of the gates, the audience is right there with them and ready to rock with them. And what happened is the laughs started landing harder. Anytime I would pause on stage, that would be a more powerful moment. Audiences and other comedians or other speakers that I was introducing, they would really trust me. They trust me that if I'm hosting, this show's going to go great. And by the time they come out on stage, the room is going to be unified, cohesive, electric, so that their job is even easier. And the same thing happened in business. If you need the sale, oh my God, please, I need this sale because I got to pay my rent. Please buy. People feel that pressure, and that is so repelling. That's like first date energy. Please like me. Please. I'll be anything you want me to be. What do you like? I like that too. Oh, you like that? I like that. It's so repelling, right? And if you believe in the value, though, you believe in the value of what you're selling, you know that you can help people, you know that you've transformed lives, and then you just calmly lead people down that path and give them an invitation like you're inviting them to a cool party or the next natural steps. Like, hey, after this is where we're going. You on board? Okay, let's do it. People will feel that certainty. And that distinction, that matters way more than any like Instagram tactics or special hacks that you're using. So now I want to tell you what owning the room really means. And we should define this clearly. Owning the room doesn't mean that you're just the loudest person in the room or dominating the conversation. Hey, everyone, listen to me. It's not being fake confident. It's not forcing attention where you're like grabbing people and shaking them and saying, hey, look at me, I'm important. It's not acting superior. In fact, all that is repellent. Like that's the worst. And it's also not becoming someone else. So if you're listening right now and you're like, oh, great, Joey, he was a stand-up comedian, he was an actor, he's been on stage so much, I'm not that person. I'm not saying you need to become anyone else. Owning the room just means that you influence the emotional climate of the room. So think of the word thermostat rather than thermometer. Thermometer just measures the room and can't do anything to change it. Thermostat comes out if the room is cold, I can lift the temperature. If the room is really hot and I need to settle it down, I can do that too. But it's very different. So think in terms of you want to be a thermostat. Your presence, just like a thermostat, changes how people feel. And when you're nailing that, what's happening is the audience is going to become more attentive. They're going to become more engaged, more trusting, more open, more responsive. And that can look bold, that can look calm, that can look playful and really giddy and fun. And that can also look very like deeply warm and loving, almost like motherly or grandmotherly energy. That's all different personalities, but the same effect is that people really trust you. So if you're thinking right now, oh, I'm not naturally loud, or I'm an introvert, or I'm not alpha enough, this is not for me, that is false. I just want to tell you that. Distill that, not distill, dispel, get rid of that chatter in your mind right now, because that is false. That is not true. All styles, though, regardless of who you are, on stage or on screen or in person, you follow principles. So it doesn't matter your personality, introvert, extrovert, or however you want to classify yourself. You need to follow certain principles. So signal. We're going to talk now about 5 signals of people who own the room. Number 1, they do not rush. See what I did there? I didn't rush. Imagine I said, signal number 1, they do not rush. Low status energy often rushes because you're nervous, you want to get to the end, you're not sure how you're being received, so you just want to get off, or your nervous system isn't regulated, so your heart is racing and just you have all this adrenaline, so you kind of black out and just jibber jabber, and then you walk off stage and you're like, I don't even know what the hell I just said. So beware fast speech, fast reactions, nervous laughter, talking to fill the silence instead of being comfortable with silence. And remember that rushing your communication signals fear. Rushing communicates fear because people pick that up as, oh, they're uncomfortable, or the thought is, I need this to go well. I need approval quickly. I got to get to the point. I got to get to my information. I got to prove to you that I know what I'm talking about. I got to get to the value real quick. Otherwise, you're going to think I'm useless. But high status people are not addicted to speed. There may be points where they find speed and they find pace and they ramp up the energy, but high status people pause and they're okay with it. I'm not thinking, oh my God, they're pausing. If someone's listening to that, what about silence? Or what are are they going to think something happened to me? Are they going to think I don't know what I'm talking about? Are they going to think I blanked? No, I'm not thinking any of that stuff. They also finish thoughts. They drive through to the end of the thought and then let that silence breathe. They're not panicked by space. So try this in one of your next interactions. Just consciously be aware of your pacing, especially if the other person is real flustered. Maybe they're dysregulated. They're kind of freaking out or panicking, or maybe they're mad or angry or argumentative. Slow down, calm, and see what happens. So before your most important sentence, pause for a beat or two. And what happens when you pauses? Other people lock in, they lean in, they're like, what's he going to say next? And then they're listening. It's also a great way to get attention too. If you walk out on stage and the room's real noisy, rather than getting into it and talking over everyone, just get out there, smile, nod, look around, and don't say anything. And then people will start nodding and other people will be like, shh, okay, I think he's about to start. I think this is about to go. Oh, guys, shut up. But if you just start talking while everyone else is talking, you've signaled to them, oh, we're talking and they're continuing to talk while we're talking. So I guess nothing they're saying is that important. Basically, you give them permission to keep talking over you. So do that, experiment with that, and watch how that sharpens the attention of your audience. And silence used well really creates gravity. So if you have a strong point or a question that you're asking, pause. Do you know one of the most effective ways to land your point? Pausing. See what I did there? All right. Signal number 2, they speak from decision, not permission. If you listen to low status language, maybe you've said things like this, or you listen to speakers say things like, now I'm not sure if this is going to make sense to you, or now this may be wrong, but, oh, sorry, just one thing. I kind of think that maybe, well, this is probably obvious, but all of those statements sound like someone asking to be heard. And now listen to decision. Here's what matters. This is the real issue. Let me simplify this. What changes everything is this. Here's what I've learned. Here's what I know. And that's not arrogance. That's just clean, directed communication coming from decision. And people trust people who sound like they trust themselves. I'm going to say that again. People trust people who sound like they trust themselves. Do you trust someone when you're like, that guy doesn't even trust himself? He doesn't even believe in anything he's saying or she's saying? No. Signal number 3, their attention is outward. So many people lose presence because they're trapped in self-monitoring, which is ego, which is fear. And I'm just going to straight up say it. It's selfish. If you're thinking about you when your intention should be to serve, you're being selfish. You're thinking about your nerves. How am I looking? Is this getting through to them? Do they like me? All those things. How do I look? Wait, was that weird? Oh, shoot. Did I mess up? All that inner noise, it really splits your energy. And the audience starts to feel fragmentation versus high status communicators focus outward. They're not thinking about themselves. They're thinking about serving. I'm here to serve. I'm here to get my message to you. I'm going to help you improve your life. That's what I'm thinking right now. I know I'm not going to get to everyone. Maybe some people, maybe this isn't landing with you, but I know that for many people listening, it is. And those are the people that I'm focusing on. I'm not thinking if I stumble or stutter or mix up a word, no part of me is thinking, oh my God, did I screw that up? Did I mess that up? Did they like me? No. So ask yourself, what does the room need? What does this audience need? What do your clients need? Where is attention dropping? What emotions need to shift? What would help right now? What truth needs to be said? What's the elephant in the room? What do these people need to hear right now? And I'm thinking this right now as I'm delivering these podcasts is what's the message that you need to hear to become more magnetic on stage, on screen, and in real life, so that you're converting your live attention in front of a live audience into more clients, more bookings, more income, more impact, all of those things. And presence really increases when self-obsession decreases. I'll say that again. Your magnetic presence increases when your self-obsession decreases. So get off yourself, get out of your head. And you feel like, I'm always in my head. It's hard to get out of my head. You don't really get out of your head. You just get into your body. That's the fastest way to get out of your head. Get into your body. And most people, you don't need more confidence. You just need less preoccupation. So stop thinking about yourself. It's not all about you. You're here to help other people. Just serve, That's why another great thing, it's like if you're down in the dumps, not feeling good about your life, just go help someone. Go volunteer at a soup kitchen or just open a door to someone or compliment someone. And all of a sudden you start to feel good again. So get that shit off yourself and onto other people. One of my acting coaches used to say in our group acting classes, he'd say, I love coming to these classes with you because I can focus on your neurosis and that makes me forget about my neurosis. So he's just like, I just come here and my job is just to help you. And that distracts me from all my bullshit. So signal number 4, your body matches your message. If your words say certainty, but your body says collapse or nerves, or I don't know what I'm talking about, people will believe the body. The body doesn't lie. The body keeps the score, right? Your nervous system is always speaking. So those signals include grounded posture, calm breath, a relaxed face. Sometimes people are always doing eyebrows, it's tension. Tension draws attention. Tension also masks emotion. If you're all tense and you're like this, it's tough to speak with emotion, and people are distracted by that stuff. Or it could be this, a lot of people just generic hand movements like this, or they kind of randomly pace on stage. They move forward, they move backwards, they move forward, they move backwards, and all of that signals uncertainty. So the other things, again, intentional gestures, moving with purpose, steady eye contact versus I'm down here, I'm down here, I'm down here, I'm down here. My eyes are kind of fluttering all around and I'm looking all around and I don't know what to look at versus I can just look you in the eye, or if it's on Zoom, I look into the black abyss that is this that is this lens. But I'm just picturing one of my best friends, my number one clients, people that I want to help. So I'm picturing that you're right here in front of me, you're 3 feet away. And that's a different distinction. Remember that when you're speaking online on Zoom, you're not, even if you have 1,000 people on your Zoom or on your webinar, you're not speaking to 1,000 people. You're speaking to one person in the room on the other side of their computer. So just speak like you're 3 feet away from them rather than, hello, everybody. It's so nice to see you on my webinar. How's everyone doing out there? Like that energy is so weird, right? Now, maybe you do that if you're in an auditorium full of 1,000 people, but clean movement is another one. Occupying your space naturally, taking up space, being comfortable with that space. And remember that you don't need to act powerful. You don't need to walk into the room and be like, look at me, I'm dominating this room. You just need to be aligned. So it's alignment. And someone who looks like they belong, you want to look like you are someone who belongs where you're standing. And know that any room that you're in, you belong there. Don't ever walk into a room and be like, I don't know if I belong here. You belong here. You're born, you're alive, you're a human, and that is a sign enough that you belong. And just because if you don't believe you belong there, the room senses that instantly. And if you've ever been in a room where someone walks in and they're like, "Oh, did I walk into the wrong room?" versus someone who's really natural and calm, they could walk like, so there's someone could crash a wedding and walk in, you'd never know the difference, never know that they didn't belong there. And another person would walk in, and the second they're in there, they kind of freeze and their eyes start darting around and they get a little hot under the collar here. And they nervously laugh. So belong there and appear like you're someone who belongs there. And don't just appear, know that you belong in any room that you're in. Signal number 5, they create emotional safety. And this one is massively underrated. Maybe this should have been first. So many people think that status means some kind of intimidation, or I got to be cold, I got to be aggressive, I got to be dominant, I got to be the expert, I got to be so knowledgeable, I'm so smart. I got to overpower you because I'm so intense, and sometimes that might get compliance, but it rarely creates trust. But remember that real leadership, it it usually feels calm, it feels clear, it feels warm, it feels stable, and then people can relax because they see that you feel grounded and certain, so now they feel grounded and certain. A lot of this is the like mirror neurons, where my body detects your body and your signals, and then if you're relaxed, I'm relaxed. If you're panicky, I get panicky. So remember, when people relax, they listen, and when they're listening, people can trust, and when they trust, they can move into action. So real quick, if you've ever finished speaking and you've got compliments, but you didn't see any action afterwards, I want you to stop guessing on what happened. I've created a 63-second diagnostic called Why Audiences Praise You, Then Don't Buy. And it's going to reveal what made attention lock onto you, where your attention dropped. It's going to reveal to you what weakened your authority instantly. And it's going to give you what to change immediately to improve. And this diagnostic tool is built from real behavioral patterns observed across stages, screens, webinars, sales rooms. And you can take the quiz now. All you need to do is go to Instagram Make sure you follow me at Joey Freddy Larsen, and then send me a DM with the word quiz. So again, go to Instagram at Joey Freddy Larsen. Just make sure you follow me, because if you send me the DM and you're not following, it might end up in that special folder or message request, and then I might not see it. So message me the word quiz, and I'll send you the link to that 63-second quiz. It's your magnetic authority score, and it will show you exactly where you're losing attention, where you're losing authority, and it'll show you how to fix it instantly. Now, let's keep going with the episode. I want to talk a little bit more about how this shows up in real life for you. So in sales calls, something like low status is I'm talking too much. I'm talking about all the bells and whistles and the features and the benefits and the features and the benefits and the modules and the modules and the modules and the calls and the modules and the calls and the modules. Nobody gives a fuck about modules. I don't know where people decided like modules. How many? You have 80 modules? I don't care about modules, and nobody does. Over explaining price, discounting too early. So you drop the price and then immediately you start backpedaling and offer a discount. Needing people to like you. You don't need people to like you to buy. Versus high status is, rather than over explaining, you're asking questions, pointed, sharp questions. You're leading the process. You're showing confidence in the value. So rather than like justifying the price, you're just explaining the value, and more so speaking to the transformation, speaking to what they're going to get out of it. And no desperation. On stage, what does this look like? When someone's low status, it might mean that you're just standing there reading the slides, or you're rushing your transitions. Like you don't let anything land. You don't let the silences breathe. Talking at people without even really connecting with them. Like if your presentation would sound the same if there was nobody there versus if there's a room full of people, actual humans, then there's an issue. Versus high status, owning the tempo, knowing that you can speed up, knowing that you can slow down, you can sit in the silence, making moments land in your content, social media, Instagram reels, TikTok reels, YouTube shorts, whatever it may be. Low status is weak openings. So just kind of sort of maybe like not a power statement, not a power hook, or trying to please everyone. Know that part of being magnetic is being polarizing. If you have a strong opinion and a strong POV, there should be people saying, I don't agree with you, or I don't like this person. And just, you got to be okay with that and just focus on the people that you're helping. Over explaining every point. You don't need to explain everything. Just, I'm going to say it once and trust that you get it. And I'm going to trust that if you didn't get it, you'll ask me a question in the DMs. Versus high status, very clear point of view, often a polarizing point of view. Maybe you're taking the road less traveled, or if there's an industry norm, you're challenging that norm with a reversal or the contrarian view. Strong hooks, having conviction and precision. Remember that normally less words is better. In social settings, the low status might be like that guy or girl who's like they're always on. Like you're like, is this a comedian? And even if he's a comedian, like give it a rest. This isn't a show. Just be a normal human being. Like I got to perform. Hey guys, how you doing? And like I'm trying to gain acceptance from you. Versus high status is just someone who's relaxed and authentic. In the world of acting, in auditions, low status is an actor who's trying to guess what they want, they being the casting directors or the production team. So like, what do you want? Like, do you want me to sit? Do you want me to stand? Do you want me to do it this way? Should I say it that way? Should I lift it with do you want me to use my right hand or my left hand with this? No, we just want you to just do you, like show us your take on it. And high status is committed choices. So just making strong choices, having a strong opinion about everything that you're saying and strong feeling, and you just commit to it rather than being like wishy-washy. You're like, what do you want me to do? No, Just do it. And specificity is another big one in any world, but especially in the performance world. So very specific choices, and bringing life to the performance is huge too. So I want to talk about the hidden trap. Many people say that you want to own the room. Oh, I'd love to own the room. I just wish I could command the room. But what you really want is you want guaranteed approval. I just want people to like me. Oh, if there's some way that people would just say yes. And those are very different goals. So if approval is your goal, your energy is going to become needy, and needy energy leaks through in over talking and explaining too much, in shrinking, in forcing humor, and then it's awkward, in people pleasing, in being overly apologetic for your existence and your presence. But when contribution and serving is your goal, that energy changes everything. You become more clear, you become more strong, you become more generous, more useful, and you stop trying to be accepted by the room, and you actually become valuable to the room. And that is a way different frequency. So here's your weekly challenge. For the next 7 days, in every meaningful, important interaction, every moment that matters, I'm going to give you a few things to do. 1, slow your pace by like 20%. Just consciously slow down. 2, remove unnecessary disclaimers. Oh, this could be wrong, or I hope you get this, but like you don't need to pre-qualify and post-qualify everything. You just say it and let it land. Pause before your key points, and pause after your key points. Focus on the other person, the audience, not you. Stop thinking about you. You're being selfish. And stand and own the space like you belong there. Finish your sentences cleanly. I started this with numbers and I've stopped giving you the numbers, but yeah, you get it. Let silence do some of the work. Just be confident. Say something and then shut the F up. Let that marinate on people. Let it land. Let them restate those words. Let them take a second to write that down. That was a good one. Mic drop. I'm going to write that down. Notice what changes, and notice how differently people are going to respond to you. Because let me tell you, they will respond. You're going to feel like a wizard. You're going to be like, oh my God, I'm a magician. What dark magic is this? And it's not dark magic. This is just how to be effective in communicating and how to have presence and how to move people to action. So if you know that you're meant to show up bigger than you currently are, and if you know that you want to become more magnetic on stage, on screen, and IRL in real life, so that your attention and live audiences turn into clients, bookings, and income, I want to invite you to join the waitlist for the upcoming program that I'm offering called Magnetic Presence Mastery. I'm starting a new round in May. It's coming up soon. It's going to be a limited number of spots. I'm thinking maybe I'll work with around 10 people. And this is for experts, coaches, creators, performers, speakers, leaders, anyone who you're showing up right now on screen, on stage, or in real life in high stakes situation where those moments matter in turning into bookings, clients, sales, income, impact. And you feel like, I know there's more. I know I can be showing up stronger. I know I can be getting better results. And inside that program, Magnetic Presence Mastery, what we do is we train the psychology, we train the communication, the delivering, the delivery, and the presence that make people feel and then act the moment that you speak. And this is a skill set that can be installed, that can be trained. So again, this isn't something like, oh, you were just born with it or you're not. This is something that can be trained. I've worked with thousands of actors, and now I'm applying that work to people like you. business owners, course creators, coaches, speakers, leaders. So you can join the wait list now. Go to joeyfreddylarsen.com/founder. That's joeyfreddylarsen.com/founder. And that's the link to join the priority waitlist. And when I do open up spots, you'll be notified first. I'm not guaranteeing that you'll get one of those spots, but you'll be first to be notified. And then once the spots fill up, they fill up. So again, joeyfreddylarsen.com/founder. I'd love to have the opportunity to work with you and help you fix those things that are leaking authority, leaking energy, and leaking presence so that we can start turning your live audiences into more bookings, more clients, more income, more impact, all the things that you really want. So in closing, until next time, I want you to remember this. The room is always reading you before it actually hears you, before you even speak. So train on what your audience is feeling and focus on how are you making them feel. And remember that in an AI world where content is common and commoditized and knowledge is commoditized, your human magnetic presence is the number one differentiator. All right. Signing off from Sedona, Arizona. This has been the Magnetic Presence Podcast, and we will see you on the next one. Goodbye. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. Okay, fine. I'll hang up. All right. Get out of here. All right. See you soon.